The Loud House. Twas the fight before Christmas. This episode is basically about Lincoln and his family and his cousins basically trying to scheme a plan to get his dad and uncle to get along and stop fighting and like that sibling rivalry stuff or something. Okay, so first off, the cousins. The cousins, yes. Cousins. I said that. I said this. Yes, I did. It was a shock to me too, don't worry. Have we ever had any mention of them having cousins? I don't think so. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't think we've ever heard that before. I'm just saying. I don't think we have. Either way, it doesn't matter. They don't really appear in this episode too much, honestly. There's a few little bits here and there, but I can't really tell them apart. Aside from a few little character like traits that I kind of picked up on. There was like one who's a short one, and he's like the like mischievous one. He kind of reminds me of Carl, honestly, just a little bit, of Carl. Not as good though. There's a girl who's like kind of like awkward and kind of like interesting. I didn't really like her. She was kind of annoying, just a little annoying. I kind of get the whole vibe that they were trying to like achieve through like this character. But if it's annoying to the characters, I'm okay with that. If it's annoying to me, that's what I have a problem with, you know? And then you had the older one who's the singer, pretty much Luna, basically, just Boy Luna, pretty much. That's kind of what he was. They're not going to appear ever again. I'm just letting you know. This show has a terrible track history of making these really, really interesting characters and then just leaving them behind. they'll never appear again. Not for another 2 seasons. If there even is an 8th season coming out for the. So this episode, like in terms of the story, I was okay with it. I was fine with it. I think this episode is. I wouldn't call it bad, but I just call it fine. Like it was fine. We've had so many Loud House Christmas specials up to this point. It's been 7 seasons. I think we've had 3. I want to say we've had about 3. Maybe even 4. But basically what I'm trying to say is that this episode is very predictable. Super predictable. I predicted the part at the very end whenever they have to go save the kids in order to make up. That was kind of obvious. That one was very obvious. As soon as the van crashed or whatever, I kind of figured that was going to happen. It was weird though how they did it, where like they would like saw like the mark for like the plan or whatever, and they were like, okay, let's go. And it's like there's just like this random mart just like sitting out in the middle of nowhere. I made a joke like, oh, that's convenient, but I'm like, well, it's a convenience store, I guess. I guess that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be. I'll give the writers a pass on that one. All jokes aside, I just think you could probably do something a little bit better than that. Like maybe make it to where like the building, and honestly, you could even, because the girl was with them, you could have honestly made it to where like she maybe thought she maybe saw a mart, but like it wasn't, and it was just like a building, and she's just like, oh, I guess that is just a building, and then the ice starts collapsing. I don't know. Notice how I'm gonna call everyone, like all the cousins, like the girl, the short one, and then the singer. I think the only name I caught was what was his name? Shit. See, even I'm forgetting it now. Shiloh, I think that's his name. That was it. That was the only one I got. The rest of them, I don't know. Anyways, let me think about other things to say about this episode. There was I think the episode itself wasn't that bad. It was still entertaining. I think anytime a Loud House episode is just entertaining, I'm okay, honestly, personally. Because there have been a few boring episodes of the Loud House, especially in these past few seasons, that have really, really, really soured this show for me. I still love this show, I'm just saying, I still do. I still like this show. There's a reason why I'm still here. And in fact, this is actually the first one in quite a while, the first premiere, I think, in quite a while, where I actually watched it the night of it coming out. So that's quite interesting. No, I was just bored, I guess. I was just bored, and I knew this episode was coming out, and I definitely knew about the cousins because I've seen it a few places. So I was just like, yeah, I'll watch it. Why not? Got nothing else to do. It was okay. It was fine. It was just a Christmas special from the Loud House. I mean, what really more can you say? There was a thing about family, and family's more important. Very much 11 Louds a Leapin', which is super funny because I literally just watched that episode. I just got done rewatching that episode. I was actually gonna do a review of that one, but I didn't really think I had very much to say. But who knows? After this episode, maybe I'll do it. Who knows? But yeah, like I said, it's very predictable. There's even a song at the very end of this episode, and of course, it's the person who's a singer. Of course, it's that guy who's the singer, who's the older cousin or whatever, and Luna. Of course, they're doing like a duet. Of course, that was like I said, very predictable, very predictable. Because if it's not predictable, it's not the Loud House. Oh man, we've really gone downhill, haven't we? Welcome to the Loud House, where interesting plot developments do not exist. Anyways. Oh man. But yeah, the song was okay. I mean, I think the song was alright. It's honestly kind of sad because this song is actually, like I just said, it's fine. It's okay. It's actually pretty decent. I just wish it was longer. It was only like 30 seconds. Like, I love how, like, I was literally like, oh, looks like there's no song. Ooh, that's interesting, Loud House. I'm so happy there's no song. And then literally, like, one of them says, like, oh, you probably have a song for us. It's like, oh, great, here we go. With, like, 1 minute left in the episode, you're gonna sing a song. Not even, maybe, like, 40 seconds. It's just like, guys, if you're gonna do a song, do a song. Don't be afraid. You guys have done songs before. It's not like you guys haven't. I think of that song at the end of the Thanksgiving episode that they did. Like all the way back in what was it, season 3? I want to say season 3. Like, come on, guys, you can do songs. It's not like you can't. I mean, fuck, you only just did one a few seasons ago. We got this, which I think is probably one of the better songs in the entire show. And like I said, this song isn't bad. You just have to extend it a little bit, you know? Anyways, I apologize. I'm asking for too much from the Loud House. I apologize. This episode is okay. I think it's fine. Very predictable. But I don't think it's bad. There's definitely a lot of issues with it. I definitely would call it pretty disappointing because I really did honestly think that the cousins would have played a little bit of a bigger role. Just a little bit of a bigger role. I honestly thought this episode was actually going to be like the sisters were the ones that were fighting. And like maybe Lincoln and like his cousins have to like kind of scheme something to try and get them to stop or something along those lines. I honestly think that actually could have been a better episode. Just saying. Because then it would give us some time. What, 26 minutes, I want to say this episode was, or 22, whatever it is, to kind of get to know these characters that we kind of have. And it just would have made more sense that way, I felt like. I mean, God forbid in the Loud House we actually get some decent characters with actual decent character growth. And before anyone ever says that, like, oh yeah, we do have character growth, that's not character growth, I'm sorry. I kind of talked a little bit about that, I think, in that Ronnie Ann video. I swear I did, where it was just kind of like, I mean, you're just writing the characters differently to fit certain situations. That's not really character growth. Like, did we ever see an episode where Luann stopped pulling pranks? Did we ever see an episode with Luna stopping saying her British accent? It just kind of happened. There was no catalyst for it to happen. It just kind of was there. Much like these cousins. They're just kind of there. Yes, I know that they made the thing at the very beginning of like, oh yeah, they've been gone for 5 years because they haven't been able to make up. But that's just to cover up the fact that they literally haven't mentioned them. Like, at all. I mean, the movie happened. Granted, I still think the movie was alright, but I definitely think that a lot of the issues of the movie were that it did come out of left field. Like, okay, now they're royalty of Scottish heritage or something, I don't know. I'm gonna go before I talk everyone's ear off watching this video. The episode was fine. It was alright. It was passable, basically. Just another Christmas Loud House episode. That's kind of what it was. Anyways, I'll go and see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.